So speaking of intentions, what did you want to get out of Feng Shui going into it? What were your intentions for Feng Shui?
I think the thing that was feeling really heavy to me was that I was doing all of this promotion. I was doing my podcast. I was doing social media posting. I had paid attention to my brand as far as the design. I'm very intentional with everything that I do. And I just wasn't seeing the uptick in business. And so I was like, something is funky. What is happening here? And so I really was hoping to get some more clear direction on if this feeling of stuck was related to the energy in my house. And so I was delighted to hear that you were willing to go down that path with me and talk about money and the direction of my home and the space that's good for that and where I should be spending time when I'm making calls and changes to make to the front of my home. And I made a tweak to my front door and everything changed. Everything changed. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And so I can absolutely say this craziness works.
So speaking of Kristina's front door, let's take a look at her solution and this phantom screen that she applied because she did not want a bulky, ugly screen door over her beautiful modern yellow window.
So it's mounted there on the right-hand side, and it kind of pulls out like a shade where you don't see it until you want it. And then it opens and closes magnetically, and then it disappears.
That's amazing. You have wonderful, everybody go check out her podcast, by the way. She has wonderful tips for all of these things. She finds so many cool products.
Thank you. It's called Home, Space, and Reason.
Yes. Let's do the videos of your water feature. So you chose one of a larger size.
Yeah. What's interesting about this space is my dining room area. The main part of the dining room is obviously the table. So in either corner, I had plants already. And what you had said is that plants are okay in this space, but we needed to figure out how to add a water feature. And so instead of adding something that would have needed to sit on the floor, because the dining room table is the only other space in that area, I just added a fountain in an existing planter. It sits right in, the plant grows behind it. And that way the plug-in is kind of obscured. It's not as obvious as it might be if it was a standalone, and it's just worked really well. It comes on. I have of course, I have a smart plug. It comes on at 9 a.m. and it goes off when we go to bed. So it's running every day. I never have to think about it.
How cool. I didn't even realize until now. You like Jimmy rigged it, if that's a word. You put the water feature in a planter and plant behind it. You didn't buy it.
Correct. That's a tabletop fountain, and there are rocks underneath it supporting it so that it all looks like it's a huge, big thing, but it allowed me to keep a plant there without having an additional table. Because, I mean, you can imagine another thing sitting there would not have worked in that space.
Kristina, what were some of the adjustments you loved the most, or maybe some that you were most skeptical about doing, but glad you ended up doing them?
Well, what's interesting is I think my favorite was the screen door, because we often enjoy having that door open now. And it's not something that I would have necessarily done otherwise. So I love that we're experiencing more of the outdoors. This is a day and age where if you're living in a newer home, it's so well insulated that you can't even tell what season it is outside because it's, you know, cooling in the summer and warming in the winter. So it's maintained at this 70 degrees bit, and you don't really feel the outside as much as maybe we used to. And having that screen door just makes you feel a little bit more connected to what's going on in the world and outside. And it's pleasant. I love it.
And with your money energy and your personal yang energy, which is the doing, which is the activity, which is the getting things done and seeing results energy, it's very important that you use that front door and you open it and you're seeing the benefits. Indeed.
Yes. I'm busy. I'm so busy, in fact, that you cannot even get me to respond to you about this meeting. I have so many houses closing. And so, yeah, it's definitely, it works. I actually even you've assigned me a specific chair on the front porch that I need to sit in. There's a row of 3 chairs on my front porch, and one of them is in my triangle. So that is where I sit and have coffee.